Hi Scorpio, welcome to your July 2023, to your July 2023 reading. Sorry, that just literally helped itself to my knee. Okay, we've got the Tower straight out. I didn't even have time to say this is for you if you're Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, all cross-watching for a Scorpio. Okay, straight out with it. It's got sparkles in the background, but it is still the Tower. Okay. Major Arcana. Sometimes when I get the Tower, I'm feeling that it can be something that's kind of gradual. This seems to be something that crops up in July that's not gradual. Let's take some more cards for it. Really wasn't ready for that. Were you ready for that? Leave me a comment and let me know if you already have an inkling about what that could be about. Christ, okay. Is it going to be one of those majors only kind of a reading? With that, we get the Chariot. So Scorpio, when you get the Fool in the Chariot, their life is going along in a certain way. You've got two Sphinxes wanting to go in different directions. There is a pull on something. There is a crossroads with something. There is a feeling of stress about something, I think. But I don't know if it's, I'm not going to say good or bad, but I don't know which direction that is headed in. I'm going to take two more cards. Can we know, please, where this is coming from? First of all, Christ. Scorpio, what have you been up to? Another card for where this is coming from, please. Okay. Ten of Swords. So it's coming from a place of catharsis, something that's been around for quite a long time. A situation that has been, you've been dealing with it for quite a long time. And when you get the Ten of Swords, I mean, there's a relief to the Ten of Swords. Yes, someone's lying down with 10 swords in their back, even though they've got a very funky top on. Dawn is always breaking over the horizon with the Ten of Swords. There is a sense of renewal after a storm. And with the Tower and the Chariot, there certainly is some kind of a storm brewing. I have a feeling, because this is like, where are we coming from with this? With that Ten of Swords, it goes back a while. Could be 10 months, could be 10 weeks, could even be, I don't know, like a long-term relationship that something happened in it. Alongside it, I get the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is a card about defense and boundaries, and where you are with something, needing to defend yourself. And it feels like that is definitely the case. But I don't think this is an unknown. I really think this is something, this feels like a situation you've been dealing with for a while. It feels quite volatile, it feels quite difficult, but it feels like you've been dealing with it for a while. It's not unfamiliar to you. What's happening next with this, please? What do we need to know? What's happening next? Ooh, that's a welcome change. Okay, this is good energy coming in. I should explain that Smoky, and I learnt this on the daily, Smoky is some kind, and we didn't have this in the UK, so only Smoky can help you stop forest fires or something like that. This is the Emperor in this deck, okay? This is the Tripping Weight Tarot Stars Edition. And Smoky is the Emperor. So just in case you're like, who in God's name is Smoky? So you get Emperor energy coming in, which is Aries energy and the energy of fire. and dynamism and animus, and with that you get this rather glorious Knight of Wands coming in. So some of you might be having a fire sign enter the scene, or maybe the fire sign is already on the scene of what's going on. It's a very alive energy. It's a good energy. It's an energy I like for you. And it does feel like this is a very tense situation. This is a very intractable situation. And then boom, something happens that lifts the lid on it. And I think this came up for you last month about fire. Because I remember last month talking about Scorpio, you're a water sign, obviously. I'm a Pisces, and then there's Cancer as well. There's 3 water signs. But I've always believed, because you're kind of ruled by Pluto and Mars, I've always believed that Scorpio is like a fire water sign, if that makes sense. And has a real affinity with fire. And possibly even with fire signs. So let me know if that's something you're aware of. What's something we're not aware of, please? This reading is not what I thought it was going to be. You shouldn't really think it's going to be anything, should you? What are we not so aware of? What's lurking behind the scenes? Hopefully you're going to get to hear a little blackbird that's singing just outside on a chimney. Nice. We get the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. This is what you're not really aware of. Something is stifling you, Scorpio. I don't know if it's somebody's attitude towards you or the way somebody is with you. It just feels like something is stifling you. And in some ways you're aware of what's stifling you, but there's a lot underneath it as well where you're not aware of it. You know, where it's kind of low level, going on in the background. And it's something that's a little bit mentally kind of trapping. But then you also get the 9 of Cups. You're going to get the opportunity to break some chains here. I think it might be to do with your relationships with somebody. It could, for some of you, also be your setup at work, that some of you have maybe a hierarchical structure where you're not being listened to, you're not being, it's not being talked about. You know, you're not having the opportunity for a two-way conversation. Just feels like that to me. The 9 of Cups, I think, is a very welcome card. It feels like you have a choice here to make a particular decision to get out of a situation. But it's also very heavily governed by what you want, what you feel you want, what you desire. The universe is very interested in what you feel and what you desire at this point. Scorpio, it's all going on in your reading. If this really turns out to be your story, there will be an extended reading, as there is most months. This month there will be an extended reading, and we will be looking at your love life and in particular how they feel about you, what's going on with your person, all depending on what comes up in this reading, really. We haven't done your love life yet, so see how it goes. If it really resonates, it's the first link in the description box. Okay, good. Let's use use the other camera and then you can see the cards actually. Okay, so this is definitely to do with work, this particular card. We've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is Sun in Virgo. It's what you do for work. This guy is hammering out these pentacles, and that's what they do every day, and there's a sense of regularity about it. Ace of Wands comes in, and that's it's a little bit of disco in an otherwise, you know, regulated and ordered world. This feels like energy coming in, and that energy comes from the Tower, and the Tower is disrupting large structures in your life that have become outmoded, not needed anymore, or even that you are hanging in because of a sense of restriction, or even because other people were making you feel like there was no way out for you and that you would better just kind of shut up and do it, you know, that sort of just keep your nose to the grindstone, keep under the radar, and you'll get away with it, it'll be okay. This is the energy of breaking that chain. I keep getting you get the opportunity to break the chain. And there's a song about that, isn't there? Is it, oh, who is it? Is it Fleetwood Mac, The Chain? I think it is. And it's in my head as well, which is weird. I haven't thought about that song for a really long time. So for some of you, you may be stirring the pot in your relationships, in your love life. For others of you, you may be stirring the pot in your work life and in your work relationships. Your status is changing, whether it's work or whether it's love. This Ace of Wands is giving you a real kind of power up. If you were in a computer game, you know, you'd be drinking the potion and like, bing, you know, when you get a power up. Okay. Nice. So we now get the Six of Wands with Temperance. Somehow this month you're going to master the art. Let me move my table. You're going to master the art of taking in the negative on the one hand and the positive on the other hand, and kind of finding a happy medium of mixing the two. You will be able to transform a situation that was maybe quite negative to begin with and produce something quite positive through your own diligence and patience. Six of Wands shows that there can be victory here. For some of you, there may have been a breakup with this Tower, with the Ten of Swords. You may have had to really kind of defend yourself here, or at least have your boundaries really, really, really clear. Scorpio's boundaries are normally pretty good, actually. You're normally quite good. For all the water signs, again, water signs in general, not so good at boundaries, but Scorpio, I think, yes. You do prevail, and that's really important. You do come out on top here. But it's a bit of a struggle, and I feel like it's been a bit of a struggle for the last 10 months or so, which would take us back. God, I don't even know where that would take us back. It's about sort of August, September, maybe last year. Maybe September, October. I know October was quite spectacularly difficult. I think Mercury was retrograde. I'm not sure. I just have a vague memory. Let's have a look at your love life, Scorpio. Ooh. Page of Cups. I'm just going to move my box out of the way. And then we can put some cards there. Hello. Okay, Scorpio, love life, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What's coming in? Groovy. Okay. So we start with the Page of Cups. This is something new. So it could be that somebody in an existing connection comes up with something new. They may be apologizing, because we do have the Tower and we do have a change in events, okay? And we do have a move here from what is really a very edgy and defensive position to a very open and successful way forward, okay? With a little bit of a power up from the Ace of Wands and some work, because nothing really happens if we don't really work on it. So this can be an apology. It can be the first asking out. So it can be like someone asking you on a date or a first approach. It's nice energy. It's page energy, and a page is the most junior form. We've got page knight, we've got the queen, we've got the king of cups. So this is fresh. It's quite new. There's a certain innocence and sweetness about it. I like this. And then the Three of Pentacles, getting on the same page about something. This could be a repair in a relationship. So if there's been a lot of arguing, or there's been some back and forth with somebody, or there's been, if you've been stuck in a cycle with somebody, I think that's why we're getting break the chain. There's an opportunity through kind of sheer hard work, and also through you having good boundaries, there's an opportunity for you to transform this. Somehow, without even knowing it, your energy is doing that. Okay? It's nice. Tell me a bit more, please, about Scorpio and love life. Wow. It's definitely a new cycle for you. Definitely a new start, Scorpio. Very nice. Possible fire sign energy that we're getting here. I've also got a bit of air sign energy. So we've got Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Now, the Fool. This is pretty glorious, actually. This is a new beginning. It's a new cycle. It could be a new person coming in, because we have that page, which is like a new beginning, very sweet. Somebody who does not have a lot of baggage, and which I have a feeling that some of you have been involved with somebody who did have a lot of baggage. So this could be a real relief. It's somebody who's open, who definitely has a fiery nature. Whether they're a fire sign or not, they're very open-hearted and openly kind of energetic, and they make you feel the same way. This also can be a fresh start. So if you've been bogged down in a situation with somebody, you could get an apology and it could really clear the air, especially with the Tower knocking around. You may not be expecting that, or you may not be expecting it to reach the heights that it does. But it really clears the air in the way that a storm should. You know, when you've had lightning, I mean, we've got it at the moment. I think there's a thunderstorm kind of brewing right now. And you get that feeling that everything is a lot fresher. You know, the pavements smell of rain and everything kind of, there's electricity in the air and it just smells right. It smells good. And with the Fool, we get the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, lovely energy, gorgeous energy. It's the energy where we have that Ace of Wands and it is multiplying. So the passion is building. The fire is building. Decent, Scorpio. Let's drill down a little more into this. Who are we talking about here, please, for Scorpio? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's look at that. Okay. You get the Eight of Cups. So you have distanced yourself from something or somebody. That's what happened up here. When you had the Ten of Swords and you've got the Nine of Wands, where you're being defensive quite correctly, where you're drawing your line quite correctly, where you're in that chariot and you're thinking one way, the other way. You could have been back and forth with somebody. You could have been hot and cold with somebody, on and off with somebody. And the Eight of Cups shows that you distanced yourself, even though I don't know if you wanted to do that, because the Eight of Cups has 8 cups at the front and it's not easy walking away. And it can mean you ended a relationship. It can mean that you will end a relationship. It can also mean that you will distance yourself from a particular aspect of a relationship. You know, like if somebody's always late or something, you may decide you're going to be out when they get there. You're giving it 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever it is, and then you're going out and doing something else. Sometimes it can be that. You can do it selectively. But you have definitely turned a corner on something. And I think what it's done is released a lot of energy and made it available to your situation. So we then get the Three of Cups. For just a few of you, I think that if you were having difficulty with somebody and you were stuck on a certain circular argument or on a particular point of something, or you just felt trapped by something, you managed to break this chain. And it's been such a long time coming for you, because you've been bogged down by this particular thing. Whether it's in different people, it doesn't matter. It still comes up as this particular thing, which is people trying to suppress you. And either doing that through a work situation where they're being, you know, maybe they're micromanaging or being overzealous or whatever it is, or through an emotional situation where people are just kind of not allowing you to be yourself. Or in some cases, I think you may have been dealing with someone who wasn't, you just felt they weren't quite being completely 100% open with you. And Scorpios can always tell that. And then we get the World card and the Two of Pentacles. So we have the Fool and the World. We have the 0 card and we have 21, which is the last card of the Major Arcana. You are entering a new stage, a new phase. The old phase has been, it's been a very hard-won thing to get out of it, but you've done it. And I feel like it has been through some pretty kind of disciplined slog, to be honest. But I'm here to tell you that it's worth it. Let's have a love oracle card for you. Oh, wow. Here comes the torrential rain, Scorpio. Wow. Oh, wow. Scorpio, this is a struggle, okay? It's not an easily trodden path, not by a long shot. But look what you've got. This is such a beautiful card. You get the Commitment card. If you're holding out for something, great. If you're drawing a line on something, if you're making your boundaries clear, if you're being really strong about something, it's a great thing to do. It's giving people around you, whether it's work or whether it's a relationship, it's giving them fair warning of where your tripwires are, okay, what your non-negotiables are. And it works wonders for bringing and attracting better and better situations into your life. And I love that for you. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at your love life in detail. I'm going to look at how they feel about you, what's going on with your person, what's going on with that tower, and is there anything behind the scenes that you need to know about. I also channel messages from your person. If that's for you, it's the first link in the description box. Do hit the like button if this resonated and leave me a comment about any part of it, and I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.